Hey everybody. I wanted to give my impressions on WWE's NXT yesterday, but I couldn't do it because, well, I had some other things to do. And you might have noticed that, the goatee, the beard is gone. Basically what happened is my cousin gave me one of those combination razors, like a regular razor on one side and a buzzer on the other. And when I tried to use the buzzer, or the trimmer, if you call it that, I kind of got a little bit of a bald spot, so I said, the heck with it, shave off the whole thing. I was probably going to do it anyway. I let it grow sometimes, it gets a little thick. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. I wanted to talk about my impressions about NXT, because I wanted to do it yesterday, but I couldn't do it. And as far as NXT goes, I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, it looks like a good concept. I like the interaction with some of the rookies and the pros. I mean, especially Daniel Bryan and The Miz. I think the reason they put Daniel Bryan with The Miz is to put Daniel Bryan over big time. Just my opinion, but I think what's going to happen is that sooner than later, Daniel Bryan's going to face Miz for the United States title. I think that's why Miz has not dropped the United States title yet. I think they want Daniel Bryan to take it from him. I think that's what they got planned. Because I definitely see something. I mean, this is the way I look at it. Daniel Bryan's going to cost the Miz a match at WrestleMania, and I'm guessing it's going to be Money in the Bank. So yeah, that's how I see this whole thing going with those two. The other partnerships, the other rookie pro partnerships, if you will, they seem okay. I think what WWE is doing, honestly, is they're trying to overshadow. Well, not overshadow, but I think what the WWE is doing is they want to develop some storyline out of this. Where it's like some of the rookies feel as though they don't really need the pros to get over, and that they can get over by themselves. I mean, there are some rookies on NXT that have proven that. Dave Utunga, I think, has proven that so far. He just needs to work a little on his ring work, but it's definitely proven he's got the look and everything to get over. Wade Barrett definitely has that heelish look to him to get him over. So, as a heel. So yeah, I honestly think what NXT is doing is basically they're giving us an insight on how certain rookies or certain developmental stars, are. I mean, we're even seeing footage from FCW, which you normally don't see. So it's basically WWE's way of saying, here are the top 8 selected superstars, or top selected developmental stars. These top 8 are going to be the ones that go up to the main roster before the year's out. That's what NXT is. It's basically taking the top 8 developmental stars and pushing them up to the main roster. That's what I think is happening. Now, and overall, it's an interesting concept. It's just a little confusing sometimes. I mean, I like how they had the little video vignettes of the guys talking themselves up, sort of being themselves and sort of playing to the personas in the ring. And, David Utunga is one, I like the most because he's like, hey, look, I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. I'm out there to do my job and get it done with. I mean, he basically said that he's got it all. He's got the cerebral thinking of a Triple H, the strength of a John Cena, and can't think of who else. And but yeah, I liked his the most. Heath Slater, I have to say, looks like he could be a good one in the future. We all know that if you read online, Heath Slater, when he did a few dark matches, would play the heel and all that. So. But I think WWE see more as of a babyface in Heath Slater, so pairing him with Christian might help out a little bit. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that it may take time, but I think I see Heath Slater as another edge. I do. If WWE allows Christian to mold him and allows him just to develop on his own as well, he's going to be in the next edge. I'm not saying that's true, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying if done right, Heath Slater could be the next edge. I also like the interaction between Josh Matthews and Michael Cole. Basically, Josh Matthews is acknowledging what Daniel Bryan has done on the independent circuit, the accomplishments he made, and Michael Cole is basically playing up like a heelish character, saying, "Look, I haven't even heard of the guy until the show talked about him, into this show. I never heard about the guy. I mean, I've never heard about him. I never knew about him." Basically, what Michael Cole was doing, according to Joey Styles on his Twitter account, the interaction between Matthews and Cole was very real. And I think basically what Michael Cole was saying is exactly what the WWE likes to say sometimes. They're basically saying that once you sign with us, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter if you've been a world champion in another promotion. It doesn't matter if you've been a champion, in Japan. It doesn't matter if you've done this and done that on the independent circuits and all that. Once you sign that WWE contract, all those accomplishments, they go away and you start your career over again. You start out like, basically WWE, and I think what Michael Cole doing what he did, it's basically saying, it's telling WWE, it's basically telling the fans that you guys can talk up all these guys all you want, but once they sign that contract, you got to realize that everything you talk about them, everything you praise them about, forget about it. Put it to the side, forget it as if it ever existed, because once they sign that WWE contract, it's like they're starting out in the business for the first time. Basically, they're starting out their careers over again. And that's basically why I think Michael Cole had the argument. He was just basically saying what I feel, what WWE has been wanting to say to the fans and even to the wrestlers that sign with them. And that is, forget about what you've done in the past. Once you sign the contract, you're starting over. Or basically, it's like you're starting in the business for the first time ever. You're basically starting over. That's what it is. And I think that's why Michael Cole and Josh Matthews had that argument. And why Michael Cole was playing up a heelish character, because that's what WWE basically is telling the fans. But overall, I have to say that NXT was an interesting show. I have to see where it goes from here. And yeah, I definitely honestly see all 8 stars probably making it up to the main roster in some way, somehow, in some way, in some capacity. So, and the 3 breakouts I definitely see so far are Daniel Bryan, David Otunga, and Wade Barrett. We'll have to find out what the other ones do. Chip Sheffield, Justin Gabriel, Justin Angel, if you will, and a few others. We'll have to see what they're made of. But that's all I have to say. And you got any comments? Let me know. Again, I thought it was an interesting show. And that's about it.